Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Melissa McCarthy and Tiffany Haddish leave their comedic side behind in the new film, The Kitchen, which is now in theaters. This is Paul's trip to the movies. Now before we get too far, don't forget to click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I have new reviews of movies like Hobbs and Shaw and my recent appearances on Twin Cities Live. So, The Kitchen, like I mentioned, Melissa McCarthy, Tiffany Haddish, they are joined by Elisabeth as these three wives in Hell's Kitchen. It's 1978, and their husbands have recently been arrested after a robbery is botched. They now find themselves struggling to bring money into their household, so they take it upon themselves to be the ringleaders of their neighborhood and take care of it and cover for everyone in exchange for some cash. This does not make the other mob leaders of the neighborhood happy. It also stars Common and Donald Gleason. Director Andrea Berloff is making her feature film debut after writing films like World Trade Center and Straight Outta Compton. It bears a slight resemblance to the movie Widows, which was one of my favorite movies from last year. However, The Kitchen is missing all of the style and the urgency of that film. I think that one of the biggest flaws of the film is Berloff's script, which lacks the needed depth and the character development for the three leading ladies to stand out from each other. The casting is certainly unconventional, as we don't expect Melissa McCarthy or Tiffany Haddish to appear in a film about organized crime. The film doesn't require them to be funny, but it doesn't give them anything else to do to play into their other strengths like we've seen in previous films. The supporting cast isn't given any favors either, as Common and Donald Gleason are left with minimal dialogue. Margot Martindale plays Haddish's evil mother-in-law. Now, they've aged her up a bit, but they make her look like a caricature. Now, this is based on a comic book series from DC, but the film is missing that visual style to make it stand out. You'll see some of that in the trailer and credits, but that should have been included with how the film was edited together. There's also this redundancy with the plot as well, as we see early on that the women are in way over their head. There's funeral scene after funeral scene. Now, there are some twists, but if you know your mafia movies, you can they won't have that surprise gotcha moment. I applaud this somewhat unique concept here, and I'd be really curious if the comic book series bears more originality. I understand the appeal for Melissa McCarthy, Tiffany Haddish, and Elisabeth to take on a film like this, but The Kitchen wastes all of their talents. I'm giving it 2 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe like I mentioned on my YouTube channel. I've got new reviews of movies like Hobbs and Shaw. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip. And then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews, as well as the trailer for Greta Gerwig's adaptation of Little Women, and I cannot wait for that movie. Thank you so much for watching Paul's Trip to the Movies.